Everybody saw it.
Do I have to come back for the agreement?
Everybody, I just want you to know that Jerry Kesselsauce just assaulted me.
I did.
It looked intentional to me. He
Threw my
says it
lid
wasn't.
from my water bottle at him.
Should I prosecute? I would like to know on the stream. For anybody
No one
paying
saw
attention.
it, so I mean.
I know.
My
There
word
should have been
against-
video.
my word
See,
against
that's
yours.
that's how I know it was on purpose because
My word against
he
yours.
did it right before he started the
Everybody
stream.
knows.
See?
Everybody knows my character is infallible.
Well,
All
super
right.
fallible.
So
Used
we've
to,
got Joe Olson versus Mike Kessling. Joe is on no idea. Is that correct? Or did they swap sides?
What's up? What are we playing? Joe Olson
Is he playing no idea?
He's playing no idea. Yeah, we all just mostly landed on the same decks, except for Hayes, because we just. But he already had the Cypher built. We didn't
Mike's
want to build
playing
new shit.
ISB. So we got no idea versus ISB.
Okay.
The winner of this-
ISB is a matchup we were worried about.
And
I think he's playing 2 Blount.
Okay. Joe won the first game by 13.
Okay.
Hayes and Dennis are still finishing up their first game. Looks like it's pretty close to ending. They both still seem like they had a pretty decent amount of life force, so I wouldn't want to mislead you. Hayes was doing better from what I could see. He had just kicked Dennis out of space, so leaning that way, but...
Yeah. No idea is the deck we kind of came to late, because as a kind of a little bit of a reaction to bring him, you're not too worried about getting beat down a lot.
So yeah, regular
control that pretty
mobilization
well.
points. I think Mike plays a executor-based ISB style.
That is the most common
So,
ISB
yeah.
right now. I think everybody's playing that right now for
Indoor
ISB.
shield with Imperial Arrest Order and mobilization points regular. Yep.
Yeah, we talked about the don't do that again effect, because we knew a fair amount of decks were doing the executor stuff, but we did not end up playing it.
Oh, okay, so that
Because like it's kind of swingy. It's like sometimes they just draw the executor
so
anyway.
you just suspend their mob points before they have a chance to.
Right.
Gotcha.
We actually talked about Throne Room for that reason too.
Okay.
What's the question?
I don't know what Death Squadron assignments.
Death Squadron times pulls executor as well, but I mean they start mob points almost always.
Yeah, it almost always works.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody runs it that way. It's
Yeah.
just you already have to rely on finding the executor effect. You don't want to have to rely on something else to pull the executor as well, because you want it really fast. Yeah. So Joe is playing more space than he played yesterday.
Someone will pull the shield before you pull executor, is if they're playing Throne Room. That's
Either
the
you
only
start
time.
we were
Or
talking
you
about
could
starting
start
the effect.
Yeah, there's an effect version of Don't Do That Again.
Exactly.
That you can start as a starting effect, so it would be like swapping out.
And then we talked about Throne Room, where you get the first action, so you can just play the shield before they can pull it.
Yeah.
Those are the
So
two
you could
things
like
we
choose
discussed.
to start that instead of Walkling or something
Yeah.
instead. And that
But
would be how you could do that.
X amount of times they're just gonna find executor anyways, and it's just the edge isn't really that big, and then the card slot doesn't do anything else.
Right. It's a magic bullet, like you were saying in the last
Yeah,
one.
and the game doesn't incentivize that right now.
Oh, he got
Yeah,
Menace
see?
Fades and Blount in his
Yep.
starting hand.
Oh
Those
yeah,
are-
and he added Menace Fates for today. I don't think he played that yesterday.
Those are two pretty good counters for
Yeah,
ISB.
and those are specifically because we were worried about ISB.
Well, that's a good start for Joe then. So Mike's going to pull Ozzel, Piet, and the Executor.
Gamble.
Okay, so
And also, there were decks yesterday that were roulette on Piet to set up their stuff. There was a Roll-Ops deck that roulette on Piet, but it didn't set End or Shield. They were just relying on 4 commands, and
if you
they
whiff
had
on
trouble.
that, yeah.
It's just that's the game's at the point where if you miss your early setup, you're in deep shit. So you can't play stuff that's not reliable.
No wonder Kyle has the job, I think is what he has.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kyle's great.
It helps. I mean, I'm also like tipsy right now. I'm not so much talkative when I'm sober. There's a lot to focus on when you're dealing. More than people give it credit.
We like having tipsy Kyle on our streams.
Yeah, I'd be no fun sober for sure. I wouldn't have told you any of
Pretty
Joe's
much
shit.
I always see tipsy Kyle whenever I see Kyle.
I mean, that's what I come to do this for.
Alright, so there's a Piet. Piet will probably pull a Mergic. Yep. This is all pretty standard stuff if you've seen ISB recently. We also had this deck. I don't know if it was Mike playing it. Might have been, actually, now that I think about it, yesterday. So, and he's got the Accelerate to pull the bridge. So that's a decent start.
One of the cards he added for today that I'm hoping comes up big for him is Gold Leader and Gold 1. I feel like it's been out of favor lately, but it's an insanely good card.
Yeah, I like Gold Leader and Gold 1, where they have
Hate
to
it.
pay
It's
for
my
each.
least favorite card in the game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's just somebody that always
wants
gets
to
blown
draw
out by
extra
it.
Battle Destiny space, right?
Yeah. That's why the cannons came into the deck. Is I hate
To
that
shoot
card.
that guy down. Yep, there you go. Well, space weapons can just be such a blowout.
Oh, for sure.
And then you
But
can...
Lightsaber Space wasn't really a big thing, except for Hoth CPV. At the time when I started playing Cypher, it just wasn't. There was
yeah.
a little bit of OA.
Whenever I play matching
Tiny bit of Watcher's Tap.
Dark Side Space, I always want to fit in.
It was all like
a
mains
cannon.
ground. Hit Co everywhere.
You can run an Imperial Artillery, which is like, if they grab something else, then you're just having fun with that.
Yeah, I play artillery a little different than most people that play the deck. I play 2 because I want them to grab the first one, and then I want to track a 7 the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to grab artillery so I can just voyeur forever.
It's spy versus spy. Yep.
And playing voyeur will make you
yeah, that's right.
a better player because you will try to track your opponent's deck, so you can try to get them on both turns. So you can just like forlom it back and just.
Yep. Just keep doing it. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, Voyeur is a card that I feel like I never really played back in the old days or legacy times, but it seems like it's getting a lot of play nowadays.
It also kind of functions as a second grabber.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be like, blam, the interrupt you just played is gone.
Yeah, if there's especially a pesky interrupt that you really want to get rid of, like it could be worse or something like that.
It's funny, that's what most people are worried about, but it is much more. I use it much more as a win condition of just ping, 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 ping.
Ping, ping, ping.
You get you grind out the game and then just ping, ping, ping.
This felt like the whole meta. Yeah. A couple years ago, it was a lot of no idea, and he is very thirsty.
What's that? I'm pretty sure maybe 2 of those are mine. I don't know. But I don't currently have any rum in front of me.
Brian Fred's giving us some shenanigans like he usually does.
Brian, Fred, and shenanigans.
So Joe's just gonna draw
I am a thirsty guy.
on his turn, from what I could tell. Okay, here he goes. Oh, he's playing Escape Pod. Get the Hujix out. Maybe. Did he whiff on the Hujix or the projection?
What happened?
He's playing.
Oh,
There
there's
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
He's playing the Escape Pod, but
I mean, he's probably checking to see what's in his force pile.
he's already gone to the draw phase. So
It's one of those. It's one of those small edge things that players don't think about. It's like if you know exactly what 60 cards are in your deck, and you got 2 cards in your force pile, and you look at your deck, you know exactly what those 2 cards are. So, and that's why I think that's why he did that. Is he was checking to see if something was in his potentially in his force pile.
all right. That was a quick turn from him. All he did was activate and draw and play that Escape Pod.
Kind of try to show us his hand. I saw 1 blue card, 2 blue cards, a sight,
2 blue cards.
some red. Oh, that's
It's a
Melshi.
character.
Stop moving.
Kessling played out another docking
Ooh,
bay.
is that a lateral damage?
I think it was.
Is that reserve deck? Yeah. It's got a
Trample as
trample.
well. Force pushing.
Ooh, man, early force push is like one of my favorite things. So much.
gonna get
It's
the-
like the scariest thing.
Probably going to get the They Must Never Again Leave the City if he doesn't have one already.
Yeah, that could be it.
I think that's what I saw him pull.
That card's much more scary when you have stuff on table.
Yeah. All right, and I didn't see the Bestman system in there, so I'm guessing he's going to just pay 2 to put the Bestman system out and put out his Executor would be my guess, but
Yeah, and then probably just move. Well, no, he might leave him at the docking bay. Well,
I was
I
going
guess
to
no idea. He might move them to the executor.
Yeah, there he goes. He's got Marajek down. Sorry, I thought, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, he's got
No,
Bestman.
he's not playing quad, is he?
No,
no.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
using the Marajek stuff, so he had to put Marajek out first. And then,
So he had to pay 3.
yeah. And then, let's see, I don't know if Joe's pulled the Goldenrod Professor Shield yet.
I'd be surprised if he hadn't, but I don't. Oh yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
So there's the Executor. Mike still not flipped.
And again, talking about the shields give you edges. That's why I play. A lot of people take cold feet out of their deck and are like, I don't
No,
need.
you gotta run it at least one
But
extra
shields
shield.
give you a lot of small edges. Like right there, you're playing a shield, expecting to cost them at most 2 to 4 force throughout the course of the game. But it's early, and that 2 force is really important.
Yeah, every.
That's 2 force
this
they
is his
can't draw
second
early.
turn, so yeah, exactly. But
It's
a good
about-
second turn for Mike,
yeah,
though.
it's incremental advantages.
Yeah, you might not be able to win the game on turn 2, but if you have little
Yeah,
mistakes like that,
so
you
those
can
2
certainly-
cards you didn't draw.
could be a big difference,
Mhm.
especially early on.
Especially because that's when you try to catch people without having all their stuff.
Yep.
But I feel like the execution's pretty stacked.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And this was our game planning. It's no idea. Go stop them from flipping and
Hold the system down.
because we're expecting 2 times free rides, so occupation is not going to be as useful.
And yeah, I mean, Joe does have the Menace Fades and the Blount, so
Yeah.
he's got some good ISB counters.
He's definitely
already.
prepared.
Pulls the Tantive with the no idea objective, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing. Oh, where did he? I'm guessing he's putting it at Coruscant, and I'm guessing here comes Blunt.
Yeah.
And then he'll put a guy down to pick up the. Well, maybe I don't know how much force does he have. If he has enough force, he'll
Bright Hope.
go down. Ooh, damn! Really nice. He's got more blue. He's got a ton of guys. You should definitely put. Well, has he flipped yet?
He's not flipped yet, as far as I can tell. Because he's got...
So how much is Kessling activating? What did he just do?
That might flip him.
Uh,
Or does he put
the-
Tridum down?
Not until he's maneuvered the dark side.
Oh.
I can't shake him.
Can't
Yeah.
shake him, yes.
Yeah. So what's Kessling getting next turn? 1, 2, 3. Kessling's getting 11 by my count. So Joe doesn't have to worry too much about him battling into him, so he doesn't need Blunt as much this turn. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary yet, but next
I
turn
think he's
for
flipped
sure.
now, though, because he pulled that guy. He pulled lieutenant.
Sure,
will
but
try
I
to-
think Joe's debating going down
to get
and
the
picking up the
Stardust.
prize, but he can't do that with just like one guy.
Right.
What's that, Eric? What interrupt?
Oh, so he played the can't shake him to get the lieutenant,
Yeah.
and then doesn't what the lieutenant's text does something weird.
Oh,
I forget what he does.
I don't know about the timing on that. As per how this event is being officiated, it's going to stand no matter what at this point, unless one of the players objects.
May draw a top card of reserve deck or use pile. So when he's
Okay.
deployed. So I guess I don't know when the interrupt resolves.
Yeah, I would think it would not be on his top of his use pile, but I'm not sure on that. I'm not as clear on timing rules
Yeah.
as I
So yeah.
thought I was. Always weird stuff comes up because Star Wars wasn't designed with clear timing rules, so
Right.
the PC
And
has had
so,
to make
yeah,
up a lot of
like,
those.
I can't shake him says you do this to deploy a character, and then so I think that would resolve first,
Yeah,
and then but my understanding isn't perfect.
but that's a neat interaction if it works that way. Yeah, yeah. Jeremy has a pretty firm understanding of the
'Cause,
rules.
he hasn't finished deploying yet, so yeah, I think you guys
Yeah,
are right,
that's what I would expect too.
and have the interrupt resolve
Yeah.
last.
It's like Jedi Live doesn't go use until the destiny is resolved.
Right.
Or does it? I don't remember. I feel like it was played one way before jump and then another way after.
Mike pulls the stalker. I think that one is.
That's a good card.
Yeah, they did just tweak that one where it doesn't do it anytime you want. You can only do it once per game.
It's no longer a win condition. It's just a.
I got it.
Our first game. It was later in the game. I don't think it would have mattered too much. At that point, it was. That was like that's better for you. Yes, it was. I had to do something. Yeah, it was better for me in the long run. But future, you're 100%. I actually read that too. I was like, okay, I can't land there, and then I was just like, okay, I have to land there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I realized it right after a game. I was like, it was for my benefit. But yeah.
So yeah, speaking of things you forget in games, in my game against Dennis, I landed a starfighter at the Kashyyyk site that says no starships. There's a lot of text in the game. People make mistakes.
So yeah, the result in the other match, Hayes won his first game by 11 against Dennis. So, and you were light side. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna be Matt versus No Idea for the other side to clinch a spot in the finals. So
This is a fun top four for some of us because it's literally Team 5 versus a million guys, whatever they're called.
yeah,
But it's
New
literally two teams
allies
versus
or
the other, so
whatever.
we're both hoping to get a final with our team. And it would be more exciting if it wasn't, though, if it was one of each. That's what I'm secretly hoping for, but I wouldn't admit to my teammates. Just more drama.
yeah. Does that plus 11 already include the penalty diff?
I don't know, because it's like it's applied to
Yeah,
the
we'll-
match,
we'll
so I'm not
ask.
sure.
Yeah,
We'd have to
we'll
clarify,
ask.
and they already walked away. But yeah, that is a big difference. 5 isn't small. Okay, apparently it does not. So Dennis is down 16.
16. Okay, that does make a pretty big difference for sure. Alright, so that's Utani going down to the Stardust site, the data vault, along with Melshi or whatever.
Yes, for sure.
Alright, if you heard it straight from Hayes, then
Yeah, I assume it's correct. King of Dwarfs. I assume it's Joker King.
that's Joker King. Yeah, it's Chris.
That'd be funny if it wasn't. He's like, no, I'm not. And Joker King's replies, no, it's not. Hey, Joker King. We had a bunch of games coming into this tournament.
Yeah, he's
You
been
should have
playing,
prepped me better. What the hell?
right? You at least made top 8, and that's nothing to
Yeah.
fake your fist at.
I felt like a sneak in a top 8, and then I scrubbed out, so it like feels even less legitimate. But that's how it goes.
Justin said to me that if he would have made top 8, he would have declined because he thought he played so badly. It's like,
It's like I don't feel like I played like atrociously, but I don't feel like I played amazingly. I don't know. The game's really hard right now, and sometimes sometimes you make a small mistake and it costs you the game. Sometimes they can't do anything about it.
yep, it's not easy. So projection goes down on the beach. Nope, maybe not. Maybe yes. Okay.
It was one of his starting sites. I forget exactly what era it was, but it has to do with the site that lets you play the map starting interrupt.
He didn't have that site in his deck.
Yeah,
or
they just
something.
hadn't transcribed their deck to jump properly.
Yeah, so I think he was technically running, a 61 card deck because you kind of have to have that card in there. Or
Well,
whatever.
no, there was just they had swapped it from another start to
Okay. Oh, okay.
because they were playing the 3 effect start.
Okay.
They were playing prepared defenses, and they swapped it late
to the other
to
one.
Val start,
Okay.
and just didn't get the
Forgot to
deck
put
list on
the
Gem
site.
correct.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where a -5 differential's appropriate and will handle because it doesn't knock him out, but it lets him play the deck he was clearly intending to play.
Right.
It would be much worse if it just ended his tournament. That would
Yeah.
suck. Yeah, that's the guy that
I don't
lost.
think I've ever seen a DQ by deck list error in my time playing.
Sure, but they have been handled differently than more
See,
traditional.
I wasn't at that one.
Like there was a Worlds where somebody had lazily wrote blockade flagship on their deck list, and they meant the site and not the system,
The
and
ship,
they got
yeah.
deck checked, and they were forced to play the blockade flagship instead of the bridge, and they didn't even play any space in the deck. I think that's a worse result, but there has to be some kind of penalty.
Yeah.
When Greg
So.
Shaw had the double force fields instead of force lightning, he could have force lightning Arconis.
I forgot about that one.
All right. So Joe's got the Stardust site locked down with a few spies. Joe's also got the Bright Hope and the Tantive up at the Coruscant system.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
You take your time, buddy. I'm good. And Mike's drawn some cards, so his turn's over. He does have the beach pretty well secured with the Blizzard 4 and Lieutenant Treatum and Yolaren. Lots of forfeit. And Mike pays his maintenance fees for the Blizzard 4. Mike loses a command and an imbalance combo and the spaceport docking bay off the top to the 3 damage. Alright, so now Joe's gonna put down another ship. I think that's the Corvette.
Dennis just started.
Okay. Endor Commando team goes to the data vault, as well as it's that capital starship, the Corvette Hammerhead thing called the Lightmaker. I think is that what it's called. This does seem to be looking pretty good for Joe, um, especially
Joe, it
with
always looks good.
especially with Mike having the what is it? It was 13 in the first game.
Joe is a frustratingly good player. And he's at the top of his game.
He is playing really well lately, you know. So
And this is even his first run like that.
oh right, you are muted. Sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
Sorry,
That's all right.
Jack.
I was just gloating about Joel's and being good at the game. That's all. And he's at the top of his game.
Yep, Joe's been playing really well. He won Worlds last year.
And he's had other
Oh, yeah,
amazing
he's-
runs. Like
yeah. He won
I
the
think
first
he absolutely
game by
is a
13.
top 2 player in the game right now.
He's up there for sure.
It's a little controversial. But
His results
not
show
like
it.
I don't think it's hugely anymore.
The results definitely show it.
I don't know who that is. Who's talking trash?
I don't know who Adam is.
I don't like. I'm not. I don't take that as like an insult.
No, I think he's.
I'm just talking. It's not.
I think.
But I'm
he's-
curious who you are.
All right, there's the Stalker to Coruscant.
But yeah, I would put Bastion and Joe as my top 2 right now.
It's hard to argue against that for sure. Adam Shellberg. Okay.
Hey, Adam. Who is your top 2? God, Wolf is nuts. Wolf is one of the best cards in ISB, I think. Colonel Wolf.
He's badass.
We can count on him and target me. That's sweet.
Well, it used to be Tarkin was the best card, and then like the meta kind of adjusted.
Yeah. And that's the other.
Who do you think are the top 2, Adam? And I'm not gonna like, unless your top 2 is like super crazy, I'm probably not gonna like be like Every opinion's valid. How does he count? He hasn't played in years. He's got 1 world championship, and there's multiple players with multiple. I mean, there are not a lot of metrics that Brian Hunter stacks up historically, but I mean, longevity is important. The game's
Yep.
been going on forever.
What has he done for me lately?
Like, I would put Johnny Chu above Brian Hunter, and I don't think that should be controversial. I think he was better. I think he was at least close to equal through every era, but he's been better through several eras.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Hunter is definitely an all-time great. I'm not trying to talk shit. He's an all-time great. He's crushed me in almost every game we've played.
Yep. Same here.
Like, I don't think I'm great at the game, but I'm good. I have a high ceiling, but he's crushed me. Well, I mean, there's people disagreeing, so it's at least a little controversial.
All
Oh,
time.
for sure. Yeah, I think it would be difficult to argue for anybody as a GOAT except for Bastion.
Yeah, I mean Hayes and Desai. Desai's got.
Hayes has a little longevity for sure. He's been relevant in multiple eras.
Desai was also really, really good. Won 2 world
Yeah,
championships.
Hayes and Desai are up there for sure. It depends on your historical perspective, honestly. Johnny Chu is never out of that conversation for one of the best.
So Mike drew 3 Battle Destinies in this battle at the Coruscant system. That's pretty good. Looks like he drew a command. I don't know what that other card is. It's a
Yeah,
Blizzard
so it seems
Scout
like we're not
one.
that far apart, Adam. Like, Bastion is the GOAT, and he's in form, so... It's like Tom Brady's probably not the best quarterback in the league anymore, but until he quits, he is.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man. Unfortunately, but yep, that's a good list.
Yeah, see? So, I mean, like, I don't think we're too far apart. Yeah, 100%. And he he didn't know what some of his text was. Like when he deployed Lawrence had tech on against me and like drew a card, and was like, he was like, "Wow, this card's really good." He's a natural talent for sure. Yes, I can, because it happened. What else are you gonna say? You don't gotta rub it in just because you love the guy.
Kevin Shannon's Gemp name. I don't think he was. He actually has one. That he was mainly using alt accounts.
I know he did play some, but I don't know what his name was. But he was playing private games. He didn't play anything publicly, as far as I know.
What if
But I
Tom
could be
Brady
wrong.
played Star Wars?
Brilliant Top 12 was actually really impressive, and he played off the wall shit. So I think that's even cooler.
Yeah,
He played tractor beams, and he won a game against Joe Olson.
Yeah, I think he didn't lose with that. Yeah, I mean it's good against Diplo, good against OA probably. Tractor beam their Falcon, tractor beam the Tantive.
Who goes 6-6 in the OCS? Are you talking shit? Because I think
think
I've
he's
gone
talking about
6-6 in
Tom
a lot of
Brady.
OCSs.
He's talking about Tom Brady.
He goes. I don't get it.
Someone asked if Tom Brady played Star Wars cards, and then Eric said he'll go 6-6.
I missed it.
I think it's. Yep. All right, we're on the same page, Eric.
I'm not getting it.
Don't worry. We're well past it now.
Yeah. It would be fun to watch Brady go 6-6 though.
Brady would abuse Corellia V to ensure the right card was on top of reserve. I see what you did
I think
there.
that would be a bit Belichick actually.
I see what you did there, Joker King. That's a deep reference. Most people,
Yeah.
a lot of people probably won't get that one.
It's one I don't really like either.
Yeah.
That's. But I understand it. The community should be upset.
It's been so long ago.
It has.
There's the HCF. Joe needs to find the sand effect. That would probably be good. Tony Tunji.
Yeah, Wackling is really Tom Brady. We didn't know this at the time, but Tom Brady is actually an all-time great at Star Wars CCG.
Tom Brady
Eric,
created Wackling.
Olson.
That's how it works. There's the sand effect. Look at you.
Man, Deflategate was the dumbest controversy in sports that I've witnessed in my life. I could believe he got penalized for that while Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I do it all the time.
Or like all the baseball pitchers now with all their sticky substance things or whatever.
I'm glad they're cracking down on that because they act like it's cracked down on, but I don't know. I'm not really into that baseball anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
01 kind of killed it for me as a satellite, and like just man,
I've
they're
heard that
depressing.
before from the
They're
Seattle
like
folks.
they're like the Browns on crack because like the Browns are relevant now at least.
Yeah.
And Seattle just sheds so much talent. The Mariners just shed
Spider
talent.
Tack. That's what
And
it's
it's so
called.
frustrating.
Thank you. Spider Tack.
What the hell is Spider Tag?
That's what they call the sticky baseball player stuff.
That's how much I follow baseball.
Spider Tack. I don't know. Does it come from spiders?
Yeah. And working in a poker room, I hear every year, it's the Mariners year. It's the Mariners year. And then like as the season breaks, it's next year, 2 years.
As soon as
Next
you get
year,
to
2
as soon as you get to June, it's like next year will be the
Bro,
Mariners year.
management doesn't care about winning. They can't win.
Similar stuff that's going on here in Colorado. Honestly, they care about making money. They don't care
Yeah.
about winning.
I think cap space is important in professional sports.
100%.
The talent level's just gotten there.
You gotta have a salary cap. So yeah, back to the game at hand. Thanks, Jedi Jer.
Sorry, they're slow,
Yeah, this one
and I have
isn't.
ADD.
This one isn't the most thrilling.
Yeah, they're just like stacking stuff.
Sounds like ISB versus no idea, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Sand
I'm not
effect
the
is
right,
really
I am
good
not
for
the right
Joe.
guy to commentate this game, honestly, but I'm here, so
Sand effect is really good for Joe. That's
Yeah.
100% true.
I didn't know he added that. That's great.
Salary caps on Star Wars CCG teams. There
Let's
you go.
not come back to Tom Brady later. Is that what your name is about? London Sean, that's what the fantasy team is about. If you want a salary cap in Star Wars CCG,
It is kind of
where
a,
you're
yeah,
going.
a good way to put it.
But yeah, it's actually been interesting watching teams develop the last few years. A lot of people, most people have floated around, and we still all kind of talk. So there's still, it's pretty incestuous. We call ourselves teams, but we all talk.
All right. So there's actually one other thing I wanted to
That was
talk
V's,
about.
everybody. John V's.
One more thing I wanted to get out here. I have a little bit of a announcement to make from the marketing team. So starting on July 31st, the regional tournaments can now take place. So if you're out there and you want to buy the regional kit to do your regions, tournaments, states, separate kits are $75, available through the PC store. Has travel vouchers, trophy for the winner, foil V-slips, and other items like that. Limited to one